Hello and welcome to the It's Only Kids Football podcast. And today we're making history. We are doing our first ever recording in the studio. Mikey C, what are you saying?
Look at this place, mate.
Mate,
honestly, a year. It's just over a year we've been doing it, right? Year and a bit.
About a year and a bit, year and a half. Yeah.
I can't believe we're in a studio now,
mate,
and it looks the business.
It looks the bollocks, and there's only one man we need to thank for this. He's a secret man.
Yeah,
we can't reveal his identity, but let's call him Alex.
Yeah, mainly for the VAT man. He doesn't want to reveal his identity, but what a guy. He set this whole thing up and it looks incredible.
It is quality. Now, we wouldn't have made it here if it was not for the listeners. I want to say thank you. The reason we are still here and persisting with it and turning up every week is because you are listening. You are the ones downloading it, sharing it with other coaches, putting it in your WhatsApp groups, whatever it is. So thank you so much for helping us get it. And of course, our partners, Mike. I've had a few over the time since we've been doing it, but we've got LoveAdmin, VO, Football DNA, and of course our new partner, discountfootballkits.co.uk. How do you feel about the listeners and our partners and all the people that have helped us get here?
I just can't believe we get thousands of people listening to our dulcet tones every week. I don't understand it. I really don't. I feel like I have to listen to you, but only because I have to, because it's part of the team. Why is everyone else listening to us?
What I can't believe is you getting recognised on holiday and all that sort of business.
Yeah. I love it. If you see me, keep coming over, especially if I'm with Estelle, because she loves that as well.
If you do see me, please do not come over.
That's the difference.
I don't want to speak to you. It's obviously a joke. Okay.
And then, sorry, to the partners as well. I mean, this genuinely wouldn't be possible without them as well. And I think they've backed us. Some of the partners, from the very beginning as well.
Football DNA, the first partner.
Football DNA in particular, backed us when we were a couple of hundred followers. Really saw the potential of this. They've been phenomenal. And all the other partners, it's been amazing. But I think that this year, you've seen the studio now, and I think with the listeners as well on board, if you can keep showing us the love, keep listening, keep sending it out to your friends and other people in your club, this thing's just going to keep growing, and we are really, really appreciative.
You might see us in Dubai together.
You'll be in Turkey, mate. yeah, Barnet done.
Okay, right. But listen, to celebrate us moving into the new studio, Discount Football Kits, our new partner, have given us a code for our listeners. 10% off all your kit in January. Footballs, coaching kit, equipment,
goals,
kits, everything you need. A good way to start the new year. Now, also, we're going to say 2026 is going to be a big year for us. Stick with us. We really appreciate your support so far. We've got some big things coming, haven't we, right? We're like, it's really exciting.
It's exciting for us, and when we say it, it is exciting for us, and we're so appreciative, as we say. But it's also exciting for you. You've already seen the Mini People Puskas Award, which I've really struggled to say, by the way. People Puskas Award, People Puskas Awards.
What's our email address, Mike?
It's Only Kids Football Podcast at gmail.com. We've got that competition where you can win a VO camera and a year subscription. That's thousands of pounds, but there's going to be plenty of stuff like that our partners are very generously going to help us out. And that's all for you guys, all the listeners, all of our followers on social media. There's going to be so much that we're planning. This is just touching the iceberg. That's not the saying. Tip of the iceberg. I'm nervous in here. I'm sweating. I don't know why.
At least they got the email address right. But anyway, listen, back to business. And this week we're going to talk about our first game back after the Christmas break against the Greens. And we're going to talk about training. We've got listener shout-outs and questions. And definitely stick around for the listener questions, because there's a lot of points on there that we receive, a lot of questions about mixed ability teams. I've been thinking about this a lot. I've got a lot to say about it. So stick around for that, just to make sure. So listen, obviously, we love all the guys that listen to us on the podcast, but we are now on YouTube. We want you to come and follow us at IOK Football on YouTube. We will be, I am planning to upload the video content to Spotify as well, so keep an eye out for that. Right, let's get into it. Now, we started with training. it was good to get back to training, by the way, after the break.
It was.
Using the Football DNA app. Again, I'm just really focusing now. I feel like before, and I've spoke about this so many times, you know, when we had Saul on last week, we were talking about how we start things and then we don't stick to them.
Yeah.
I feel like I keep doing that thing where I jump around in training sessions where I'm not sticking to like, this is the subject I want to teach. And then next week I do like a load of other drills. I'm now really going to try almost vigilantly to stick to the same session for 2-3 weeks. So this session was all about passing the movement. We did prevent through pass rondo with Harry Cosson. That's on the Football DNA app. And that was the drill, you know, we did where it's a rondo, but you've got the square in the middle and you've got to try and orchestrate the opportunity to play through. So like you're basically, it's like a game situation. So you're patient, keep the ball, see the killer pass, play through the middle. It was 1 point if you completed 10 passes, and then 2 points if you managed to complete a pass through the middle. And you're coaching stuff like ball speed and pass selection, decision making, scanning, awareness. I thought we've done this session that 2 weeks in a row. I really like it. What did you think of the drill, Mike?
Yeah, I really like it as well. And I think what I like the most, and most of the professionals that we've had on and the real coaches, they always say about it's kids, so you've got to gamify these things. And I think the point system, it gets them competitive. It gets this competitive edge going, and you've got the defenders that can earn points by obviously intercepting the ball and tackling, and then you've got the attackers or the kids passing the ball around the edges that can obviously get points by passing and getting it through the middle. So at the end of it, you can tally up your points. If you were the winner, you get a point. If you, as a defender, you get a point. As an attacker, you get a point. And that you can just tell with certain, not all of our kids, because
Freddie loves tallying up the points.
Freddie loves tallying up, and Ollie does as well. Mainly because he wins every week. But they love tallying up the points, and I think that's really good. Again, we'll go on to the mixed ability. Not saying our boys are mixed ability. I think they're all, high standard. But it's good because you have different personalities. Some that do like to tally, they really want to win, and others that are just there to have a bit of fun. But giving them that competitive edge, it really does help with those other kids. And the other ones, they're just there and they're enjoying the drill because it's a fun drill to have. And it's so easy. What I liked about it as well, and the best drills that we've done are the easiest ones. And this one, it is just a rondo. Everyone knows a rondo. It's the most standard drill you can possibly do. But the only thing is, you just put in a box, 2 boxes. That's it. Box in the middle, box on the outside, and then it's a rondo. And you're trying to get it through the middle.
What I like about it is also you're coaching 2 things. So you're coaching the boys on the outside to move the ball quickly, open their body so they can switch play. And then what you're trying to do, like what we were trying to say to them, is you try to move the boys in the middle and then you create the space for the through ball. Yeah. But then what you're saying to the defenders is now you've got to work as a team. And you can't leave big spaces in between you, and you've got to work and you've got to try and split either side so you can either defend the box or you defend the pass. So I really liked that. And then I absolutely loved, because we've sort of you said it at the end of training yesterday, we've tried to do a drill like this previously. Didn't really work. But I think because the boys have improved in their levels of ability, we did playing forwards through midfield, a drill from Gary Brown. The coaching points here were open body shape to play forward, quality and weight of pass, knowing when to stay on the ball, which I love, or turn or change the point of attack. And then we really emphasised, if you split and you go wide, so you create width, then you create space in the middle. So if you go wide like that, then you drop in. And then obviously what we did is we advanced the drill where we said, so what it was you played 3v3 in the middle in a box, and then at either end you've got a kid. And that kid, so if you're shooting one way, if you get the ball to that kid, you score a point. But that kid who's at that end also plays for the defensive team as a passing option. And then we're saying to that kid, if you see the opportunity to break the box and come out and create a +1, we want to do that. But then the other, your teammate has to recognise what's happened there and then jump into the box and defend it. I love this drill. I thought it worked really well. And yeah, I was really pleased with it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like set up like an American football pitch, isn't it? Where you got the end zones, 2 end zones, and then a lot of the action in the middle. But the one kid, it was actually us because we had a couple of kids down. But this works if you've got 6-7 kids or more. It's just, you just obviously pack the middle a bit more, maybe make the pitches a little bit bigger. But as I said to you, we've done this one before and it was okay. It just kept breaking down.
Yeah.
But it just didn't happen this time. And it could have just been they were just listening. They were just a bit more on it this day. Or it could be that they've just improved and they've just got a bit older and they understand the game a little bit more, possibly that as well. But I think it's definitely worth giving it a go. And from what we've said, let's throw it to the man who cannot be shown. Have you understood what Ben said there?
That's a nod. That's a nod of approval. That's a nod.
So if this guy understands that, then if you're listening, you should definitely understand. It's a very simple game to play. And the kids loved it as well, didn't they?
Well, we'll see if he understands it. He's coming training next week. I'll let him join it. Because I'm not convinced by that nod. I've got to be honest.
Absolutely shat it when I went to him, didn't it?
Quick break. Before we dive back into the episode, we want to take a moment to help you level up your coaching game with the help of Football DNA, the ultimate coaching platform that's been a game changer for us. What do we love about it? It's super easy to use, saves us loads of time, and best of all, it doesn't just show you how to set up a practice, it teaches you how to coach it properly. And that's the key. The sessions are put together by top level coaches. We're talking first team staff at clubs like Celtic, Crystal Palace and West Ham. Proper pedigree. You get videos, diagrams, full explanations, downloadable PDFs, and if you need it, a full 36-week training plan tailored to the age group you are coaching. Our lads have loved the sessions. It's made our lives easier, improved our coaching, and taught us loads. Now we genuinely look forward to training and developing our players. Check it out at footballdna.co.uk. That's footballdna.co.uk, or you can download the app. Just search Football DNA. Trust us now and you'll thank us later. I made this note yesterday for the pod. You said to me, like, Alf is looking stronger and stuff. And do you know what? Recently, I'm starting to believe in Alf in a way that I haven't believed in him before. I think that's been like a real noticeable difference. I actually said it to Danny when we had that Christmas night out with the parents. I don't know what's happened, but his belief is now making me believe. I've always thought he was good, but now he's like playing in a way where I think he believes it as well, and it's given me that belief. And the reason I wanted to talk about this was because, Alf trains 4 times a week. So he does 3 lines Tuesday. On a Thursday, he does like SAQ with Flick Galbally, who's like Ross's daughter. And he's only really doing that because Charlie's there on a Thursday doing 3 lines as well. And then Flick was there and I saw the stuff she was doing. Alfie loves this, by the way. There's no football involved. He's doing stuff like footwork, ladders, like all that stuff, we've talked about where we didn't really understand it. I can't coach it, but Flick can. And he loves it. Thursday, that's what he does on a Thursday. Friday, he does ballers. Saturday, trains with us. Sunday, the game. And I want to be clear on this. And the reason I want to talk about it is it will come back to it on a mixed ability. This ain't about making Alf pro. Alf ain't making it pro. He ain't good enough. But he's still really good, but he's not at that level. But I will do this because I know he enjoys it. I think the experiences of training and working hard are invaluable, and we're starting to see the fruits of that. I'm not competing with anyone. I don't care what other kids are doing. I'm not trying to make him pro. I'm doing it because I care about teaching him good habits. So like exercises, you work hard, you turn up, you train properly. You understand that if you dedicate yourself to something, you get better and you improve. And these are just habits I want for life. We're not trying to make him pro. And the reason I say this about the mixed ability, and we'll come to it, is like, when we posted that video, we got some bad comments, didn't we? Yeah. Like, not just us, but with like people saying the coach should do a better job. Yeah. Well, I'm going to put this to any parent who's listening who coaches like their kids in a mixed ability team. And let's say your kid is at the lower end of it. If you're telling me that the coach who coaches your team has got 45 minutes to an hour a week to make your kid, boy or girl, better at football, well, then ask yourself this question. If you're on a diet and you eat well 1 day a week and you eat terrible the other 6, are you going to lose weight?
No, exactly.
Yeah. So if you're saying this coach has got to make your kid better, but he's training once a week, what do you think the outcome will be? Yeah. And you put all that on the coach, who's a volunteer. It's not his job. He's not a professional. Yeah. And he's got to coach all the other kids with all the pressure from all the other parents wanting. Your responsibility is your kid. Now, listen, you might, like, not everyone has got the time or the money or the resources or whatever to like be doing all this like coaching. There's YouTube. Go on YouTube. Get the Football DNA app. You have got the opportunity to coach your kid. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it frustrates me. Like, you have to take responsibility for your kid, right? Yeah. And it ain't about making them pro. It's just about teaching them good habits, right?
Oh, definitely. And a lot of the other comments were around like, it should just be fun, right? And it is. If your kid enjoys it and you're able to send them to the, extra sessions, do extra drills with them, or play with them yourself, then they'd love it. If they do just want to turn up and play, and it is a mixed ability team and they are on that lower end of ability, then it might not be the right team for them. And I still stick to that. We did get some negative comments, and I think a lot of those negative comments are fair, and that's just your opinion, and that's absolutely fine. But I think for me, a kid knows. They know, and I know as an adult, if you play, I played football, for quite a few months this last year in 2025. I'm the worst on the pitch. I know it. I know it. And it's a horrible feeling. But then you try and get better yourself. And kids, they're kids at the end of the day. So it's not on them. But if you want them to improve and you want them to stay in a team and you want them to be at a same level, because it's not about being better than others, it's just being about a similar level, then it is on you as well. Because you said absolutely right. We've got 45 minutes, and with our lot, we've probably got half an hour because of the amount of times they mess around.
Yeah. But on that though, they are behaving better at the moment. They are.
We'll come to that because of the hairdryer, which is the only time you've used a hairdryer. But you did use it.
Just so that's the second time you used that joke.
Oh, did it? It's a different year, mate. I can use it again. Okay. I can use it once a year.
All
right. But yeah, I think you just got to find the right level for your kids. And I think we've spoken about this with so many different people that we know, friends, and then listeners. It's just around finding the right level for your kids, and they might go into that. So it's not about acting hasty on these things. It's like, and this is a message to all the managers and coaches as well. It's like, if that kid's not right for your team right now, that doesn't mean you ship them off, because that's just not the right thing to do, in our opinion. But if you can see the potential for them to get to the level of everyone else and the level that you want that team to be, then you have to also work your socks off to make sure that they're getting there as well.
Absolutely. What we're saying is it's everyone's responsibility to do their bit. But at the end of the day, you're always going to have this conflict, and it's so complicated and tricky. And we understand that, because what happens is friendships are formed, and that's what makes it messy. But at the end of the day, you're not wrong if you've got a kid who's talented and you want to push them on, and you're not wrong if your kid isn't as good, but you just want them to have fun. But you have to understand that if you're in that situation, those two priorities clash.
Yeah.
And that means if you're like, you have to accept that. You can't expect everyone to see it your way. So anyway, we'll come back to all that stuff.
Just on Alf though, because I skirted actually talking about Alf, but I said it to you, didn't I? I think he's got so much better. And I think actually a lot of it is down to the work Flick's probably doing, because before we would say he's not the biggest, he's not the strongest, he's not the quickest, just like Raf isn't, but he's got so much stronger. And I haven't noticed the kind of flat-footed running, not nearly enough as we used to. So he's worked on that technique of the running technique. He's a lot stronger. He's always been really good on the ball, but I don't know what it is now. He's winning the ball back. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah.
So he's got that tackling. He's getting the ball back. He's got an end product with releasing the ball, that Zubimendi type that we've spoken about. But it's the belief. That's the main thing.
Do you know what? I think it's the belief in his body.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, like the belief to be like, drive with the ball, I'll hold them off. Do you see what I mean? Like, listen.
Because he used to go down a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and he doesn't go down now.
No, I feel like he's, that work with Flick, I don't know. He loves it, by the way.
Yeah.
He often says to me that's like the favourite thing that he does.
Really?
And he's not doing anything with a ball. But I think it's because it's giving him the belief. Anyway, we go on to the game. Our first game back, the Greens. Back after the Christmas break. I was so excited.
Yep.
I did need a break, but I was buzzing to get back. And we obviously lost to the Greens 4-3 last time. That was a tough loss. Bit of needle, bit of controversy in that game. Was hoping for none of that today. Just wanted to like get the boys focused on playing what they needed to do. How are you feeling before the game?
Yeah, I was really excited. Well, I've posted quite a few memes, haven't we, around just like that excitement of the season being back, even though it's freezing cold. I was a little bit concerned about the weather because it has been very, very cold, but no complaints about the weather from everyone. A few of our boys were a bit ill, so wasn't sure whether they'd come or not, but they all braved it and everyone turned up. And I was just buzzing to be back. Absolutely buzzing to be back. It's one of those weird, it's the best time because you do get to the point where you've got Christmas parties and you're out and you've got family stuff and you're just knackered anyway.
Every night for you.
Every night, yeah. yeah. December killed me. December killed me. But then you're like, so you need the break. And then you have the break. And a couple of days after Christmas, I was a bit like, what do we do now then?
Yeah.
There's a bit of a lull and you just want to get back to it.
Definitely.
And I feel for so many of the games that were called off this weekend and last weekend because of the weather or illnesses or whatever. But we managed to get this going and I'm glad we did.
I wasn't so glad after about, I don't know what point, was it 10, 15 minutes in and we're 2-0 down?
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling so good then. I made a weird noise where I went like, oh, when they scored the first goal, which I wasn't expecting that noise to come out. But the first goal, basically, I think we're a little bit disorganised defensively. And the ball gets played into the middle. The boy runs forward. We're not strong enough in the tackle. It's a bit unlucky. Ralph. Every time I speak about
Ralph,
that
in the game as
Ralph
well,
and Alfie, I just end up saying Ralph. We should. they're going to be a band one day called Ralph. So Ralph kicks the ball against Alf. It rebounds to Tommy. Good finish. 1-0 down. Second goal is what we worked on in training. It was frustrating. Alf breaks forward, so he breaks out the box, drives forward, lovely, plays it into Fred, and actually the boy Jackson on their team, he does well because he comes from behind Fred, nicks the ball off of him, and then plays in Tommy because Raf has pushed up, hasn't been aware of Tommy. Tommy's good at that though, isn't he? He scored 2 goals against us like that before. Where he sort of lurks in a sort of near the box. Ball goes through to Tommy. 2-0. What are you thinking at this point? And how are you suppressing your rage?
Well, first goal, I was fine. It was one of those. It was they were out of position, but I felt bad because it was like a clearance and it just hit Alf, and then so it wasn't really at Raf's fault. Definitely not Alfie's fault. Everyone else was a little bit out of position, but it was just one of those, and it was a good finish. So those things happen. Second goal annoyed me a lot because it was exactly what we did in training. It was the only thing I spoke to Raf about was look across your line. You've only got 2 defenders. You just got to know where your teammate is, and do not let their attacker be on his own. That was it. And then what happened was Alf ran forward with the ball, great run, and then passed it off. But at this point, he's gone past the halfway line, and instead of Raf noticing the danger of that attacker Tommy being on his own, he decided to go forward, as in up the pitch, and Tommy went up the pitch his end. So it was probably 20 yards between Raf and the striker. So as soon as they turned over the ball, it was one pass, and he's like, there was no one around. We were closer to him. Yeah. So that one did annoy me, and I did the thing where I started off by not shouting, being like, don't worry about it. Don't worry. I said, don't worry about it. What are you doing about it? And it just escalated a little bit. So, yeah, it wasn't the best moment for me. But I think I have shown him the clip straight away. And he said to me straight away, he was like, oh, I get it. Actually, that's a lie. First thing he said was, Albie should have come out for the ball. So passing the buck there, which is not true. And then the second thing he said was, oh, I get it. Like, he's seen the gap. Sometimes I think having the VO camera really, really helps. And secondly, when things are that extreme, that might start to click in his head now. He's thinking, oh, okay, actually, he was so far up the pitch. I do need to concentrate a little bit more.
Yeah. But then I was getting worried. But it wasn't that we weren't. What we were doing is we were just playing the movement of the ball and playing the short passes and getting around the player and the ball. That's not what we were doing. So we kept conceding possession. But anyway, before half time, Dexter shows great determination, gets the ball down the line, turns, gets the ball into the box. It's sort of a bit of a mess. He keeps going, shows great resilience. And I think Freddie's in there battling. Yeah. He pokes a goal in, 2-1. Now 2-2. Brilliant. Parker wins the ball back, by the way. Shout out to my man Parker. That guy was literally dying today.
Yeah.
At half time, I honestly was wondering where St. John's ambulance was because that kid was bang in trouble. Yeah. Coughing his guts up.
It was like cholera. Honestly, it was like the Black Death.
Yeah, it was like I genuinely thought the plague had re-emerged. But Parker wanted to play. His mum said he wanted to play. Loved that. Great attitude. He wins the ball back. Brilliant 1-2 of Fred.
Brilliant.
Loved it. And then Parker with a little dink finish. Brilliant 2-2. They're coming at half time. I said to them 2 things. 1, you've got to defend Sammy's deliveries into the box. Kick-ins, corners, free kicks, whatever. You have to attack the ball. Be first, make it yours. And that's what's causing us the big problems. So defend the ball. And then the second thing was, Fred, you're being marked tightly. Come short, especially on a goal kick because they can't follow you in. And then hopefully that will drag that kid out of position. And if he doesn't come, then you've got space to run into. So we're in business. Because the problem was Fred, Logan, Ollie and Parker, whoever was playing in that front three, they were just all making the same run high up the pitch. So then when Dexter gets the ball, he's got no one to pass to.
Yeah.
So now we're saying to Fred, right, we want you to join in. And then Freddie did this pass in the first half. Genuinely, if I did that as an adult, I would be watching that clip over and over again. Goal kick plays into him along the floor, which is the technique to play a ball along the floor like that. Puts it through to Ollie. Ollie hits the post. That pass was a joke.
We turned into two little schoolgirls. Like, oh my God, that's Freddie Lambert. Oh my God, did you see that pass?
I just don't know how a 9-year-old plays
insane.
that sort of pass.
It's one of those passes that if you did it on a computer game, you'd think, what a pass.
You'd upload that at 40 years old to YouTube. It was ridiculous. And a great run by Ollie. Anyway, coming at half time, get through the messages we want to. Now we start the second half and we're on it now.
Yeah.
Now we're on it. Now we're getting on the ball. Now we're starting to pass it. Alfie wins a free kick. Freddie's off the pitch. Dexter nearly sends the ball to fucking Chalkwell.
What a hit.
He absolutely zinged that, didn't he? And then I joked to Freddie, I was like, you're free kicks now. And he's like, no, I'm not.
Brilliant free kick though. He leathered it.
He did. He kept his head down and he smashed it. Then 4-2 is one of my favourite goals I've ever scored.
Yeah.
Corner to them. Ollie and Alfie win the ball at the near post. Breaks to Logan. Logan, by the way, if you get Logan on the ball, his passing, precision, and good decision making. Yeah. And in the second half, he made so many good choices of his passes. He plays this great, switches the play to Parker. Parker, then his pass is brilliant. First time into Ollie. Ollie, little touchdown to Dexter. Dexter, I think it goes back to Parker. Parker comes inside, plays it into Ollie, who, great first touch around his man, smashes it in, 4-2. How good was that goal?
I think it was 10 seconds from back to front. Yeah. It was so quick. And it was devastating for them, and I just loved it. It's a goal that you would just remember. We have had a couple of goals similar in the past, but this one was just clinical. Every pass was just spot on. They knew what they were doing. It was almost telepathic between all of them. It was just such a good goal. And we haven't actually mentioned this, but in training, me and you got involved a bit more because we had a couple of kids out, and they're just so good. They're so much better than us.
I genuinely think that I was the worst player on the pitch. I was like,
we kept messing up.
I was like, how fast is this? It's so quick. And the thing is, they're so low to the ground that they're just on you. And when you turn one way to the other, and then they're just in your way.
Yeah. And I just kept making excuses. I kept messing up, being like, oh, bloody trainers. Wish I had my boots on. 9 years old.
Next thing, I'm turning up in a kit.
Yeah,
100%. I'm shin pads a lot. Tape. I'm going to do a bit of snuff beforehand, or whatever it's called. Snus.
Going to be on a bit of coke beforehand.
Sorry, a bit of snus. Yeah. Not snuff. Snuff are those weird movies where people die in them. This is snus. It's different. They were so good. Anyway, then we nearly scored another brilliant goal. Lovely passing. Dexter, back heel. Little flick, that hits the post. Yeah.
That'd have been a brilliant goal.
Anyway, now we're like fully in control. 5-2, Dexter wins the ball back. Nice interchange of Parker, gets it back, scores, hat trick. 6-2, Alfie wins the ball back. Now, we thought this was a foul at the time.
Yeah.
Everyone thought it was a foul, but when you've seen, because the VAR was on the other side to us, you actually see it's not a foul, and the ref's angle was much better on it than us. Alfie toes the ball, we win it back. Goes to Fred. Fred, brilliant front play again. Sets up Parker 6-2 and then 7-2. Logan corner, falls to Parker. He's unlucky not to score. Cleared off the line and Fred smashes it in.
I like that though because Parker just really wanted the hat trick and he was getting so close. He hit the post a couple of times. He was just everywhere. And that one, as soon as Fred slotted in, Parker was like, damn, like really happy.
It was like when Ronaldo when his teammates scored. Yeah. He was not happy.
But I like it because he's so determined, and the fact that he was really ill, genuinely really ill, and he still played, and he played pretty much the whole game apart from the minutes he has off like everyone else. But he just gave it everything. So yeah, fair play.
Just to go through the team like Alpha, everyone played. Albie's good hands, good kicking. Mm-hmm. I thought sometimes his kicking, he was like drop kick out of his hands through to Fred out on the left.
Yep.
Brilliant. I thought Raf, we were talking about this on the car on the way here. He's becoming a defender. He's starting to learn like tackling, but like really sort of having an appetite for the tackle, being brave, being strong. How did you think Raf played?
Yeah. I think we were saying in the car, weren't we? His tackling's got so much better, but I think his passing and his belief on the ball is starting to wane a little bit. But I think, these things happen. He goes kind of up and down with certain moments. But the tackling, I can't fault it. I think he had a pretty solid game. You could see he's starting to shape as a fullback. I can just picture him being a left back. And because he's got a good delivery and, he can strike the ball well, I think he'll be really good. But the only thing that was missing was the aggression. But now it's starting to come in, which I'm really pleased with. And what we're doing is just incremental steps each week. I only want to focus on one thing, and it's like concentration, or it's aggression, or it's tackling, or whatever it might be. And today was tackling, and I think he was really solid.
Well, I said to Raf at half time, will you stay on the ball? Like I said to him, you are a technical footballer. Stop releasing the ball so quickly. Get on the ball, wait, and then play your pass. Like that's what you're good at. You don't need to play these long balls. That's not your game. That's not what you're good at. So what
do you know what it is? I think it's the Beckham effect. He's got new Preds.
They do look good though.
They do look good. I love them.
Yeah.
But he's like, now he wants to spray the ball around, but he's just not quite there really. And the movement's not quite there. So he's just pumping it forward down the middle, and it's just the turnover's instant. So he just needs to be aware of that.
I thought Alf, for you and me, obviously Dexter got a hat trick, but for me, Alf was I thought he was our best player.
I did.
I thought excellent on the ball. He's so calm. He never panics.
Mm-hmm.
Never kind of, obviously he does give the ball away, but he it seems to find ways out of trouble all the time. And he was what I actually quite liked is he was timing his tackles today.
Mm-hmm.
He was making waiting. We talk about the three P's of defending, which is pressure, patience, positioning. And he was not, he'd had a few training sessions where I said to him, you keep diving in all the time. I was like, the first rule of defending is to hold the person up, then wait for your opportunity to tackle. Stop diving in. I thought he did that today. Harry, what a different... Well, by the way, first of all, Harry should get man of the match for not shitting himself.
Yeah, major stomach bug. Was running around like Gyökeres.
Ad traded. There was some touch and go whether Harry was going to shit himself.
Yeah.
And I messaged John. I was like, "Are you sure? Could you find a nappy for him because he needs to play?"
Get some Imodium down him. We need him.
But he seemed to overcome the urge to run to the toilet, and he was brilliant.
He was great.
He makes such a difference, and he was driving with the ball forward. He made some great tackles.
I'm sure this happens in every team, but especially at this age. But if you've got defenders like we do with Raf and Alf, where they're brilliant, but they do have that lapse in concentration. But if you do have that one out and out defender, if you say to that kid, stay on that attacker, that's what Harry does. And he does it every single week. He's a solid 8, 9 out of 10 every week. Yeah. There was a different game when he came on.
As we said, Logan's passing, and he's not only with his sort of precision, but his pass selection, good, excellent. And he was battling as well. Second half, he was really battling.
He was a contender for me for man of the match.
I agree. Brilliant. I think Parker worked really well. Considering he was ill, he had an impact on the game. Ollie's energy, as usual, fantastic. And he scored an absolute banger.
He did.
So he was great. Dexter's second half display, a lot more calmer on the ball, more precise with his passing, staying on the ball. Again, stay on the ball. You don't have to release it straight away. Wait for the opportunity. Got his 3 goals, excellent. And Fred is becoming a playmaker now.
Yeah.
It's not just about scoring goals. Like his decision making, he's being unselfish and he's passing and he's being a team player. And I love seeing Fred like this. Like he's becoming like a complete sort of player. And so that was brilliant.
Danny's always said, like, as in his dad, has always thought of him like as a Bergkamp type player. You can see it.
Yeah.
And we've always seen it. He's technically ridiculously gifted. But now with the passing side of things and the way that he's become this playmaker, he's so good. He's so gifted. But what also helps is just having 2 electric wingers.
Yeah.
Whether that's Logan, Ollie, Parker, whoever we put on the wing, they're electric. They bomb up and down. And there's that pass is always on, and it always has been on. But he's always put it on himself, as in Freddie's put it on himself to just take on the world. And it's getting harder for him. Now I think he's realised if you lay that ball off, they're either in or you'll get the ball back and you'll score yourself.
And we just want to jump in here. We are now down to the round of 16 for the People's Puskas in association with VO. We've picked the best goals, the screamers, the best solo runs, the team movement, passing. All those goals are in. We've got it down to the round of 16. Now we need you to vote. Go over to our social platforms, Instagram at IOK Football, where you can vote for your goals. When you vote for the winner of that round, they will advance to the next round and we'll get it down to the last four. And the winner of that competition, the best goal of the mini People's Puskas, will win a VO camera, a VC3 camera, new, and a 1-year subscription to VO. Go over there, cast your vote and help another grassroots club win a VO camera. So now we've had a bit of a break. We had Mick Clegg on. By the way, if you haven't downloaded some of these episodes, go back.
Yeah.
Dario Simoniero. Is that the pronunciation?
It is, yeah.
Smarter way to coach. Go and download that episode. And then we had episodes of Mick Clegg, who worked at United for 11 years during one of their most successful periods in the 2000s. And then we've got Saul, who's just been on. He works with Antoine Semenyo. He worked at Chelsea's Academy, Spurs Academy. He works with Noni Madueke. So we haven't really had an opportunity. And we recorded all that stuff before Christmas because we had to answer listener questions and give some shout outs. So we're going to start now. And we've got Kevin Pallett. Kevin shares how he unexpectedly became deeply involved in coaching his son's under-10s team at Exmouth Town. What started as a short-term favour turned into a major responsibility when the club faced the decision about moving from 7 to 9 aside. With a large squad and the possibility of boys being released, Kevin stepped in to lead the B team, so no children would miss out. Loved that from Kevin. Even though his son was on the borderline, his message highlights how parents often step in to coaching roles out of care and fairness, not ambition, and how quickly responsibility can grow. Can't say the same for us. And now it's dropped a
He's dropped his whole beer.
There we go. Keep that in.
Our brand new studio. Cancelled.
There you go. So that's a good start. I've drank half that Stella and I'm already drunk. What I was trying to get to was that, Kev, we didn't do it out of fairness and care. We wanted to win, but we're glad there's people like you around.
Yeah, fair play. Absolute hero. Maybe we'll do something this year around people like Kev, because there's so many people out there that do that step up. We want to give back. We've got partners now that can help us give back as well, as much as we will try ourselves to do that. So well done, Kev. I think you're doing a great job, mate. We've got a message from Colin Dutton. He admits that he checks his team's league table and results and fixtures more than the Premier League. He absolutely loves watching the boys recover from a tough few years and seeing their progress. He enjoys the pod, enjoys the pod's takes and our match highlights, though still finds it absolutely mental that his Instagram algorithm is now just showing kids from Leon C play football.
And Colin also messaged to say that his wife was slightly suspicious that he was messaging women on Instagram, and actually it was two losers, two absolute melts from not a woman in sight round here, Colin.
No. Thank you, Colin.
Message from Marshall Clements. Marshall shares a more positive journey, moving from sideline parent to assistant coach and now working towards his UEFA C license. He coached a mixed ability team under 8s for Milton Nimads. He's seen real progress from just one win last season to now winning around half their matches this year. He discovered the pod Remekandi. That's Stella.
You're rattled.
That Stella is kicking in. We need a new sponsor. Stella. Come on. Right. Anyway, sorry. Recommended it. He's recommended the pod to coaches and parents and even heard a mate's question read out on the show. Thank you, Marshall.
We had a message from Scott Burdett.
What about Jay Busher?
Stella's kicked in for me. Right. God, I love Stella. Stella Artois, everyone. Right, Jay Bushy. Jay listens from the US and recently discovered the podcast. As a parent coach himself, he relates strongly to the challenges discussed, and he says that the pod has helped him navigate the realities of coaching his son's team. He's learned a lot and says it's been an absolute pleasure listening. Wow. I mean, Jay, the fact that you're from the US and you can hear from two blokes from Essex is crazy to me. But thank you so much for listening. Really appreciate the comments.
Scott Burdett. Scott says the podcast is a Monday morning staple. Listening first thing each week. The content strongly resonates with his own experiences coaching his son, and he thanks us for our great work. Well, we appreciate that, Scott.
Message from Sean Punchin, which is like you and Kerry. Absolute punchin'. Sean listens every Monday while driving for work and says the podcast has given him a completely different perspective on grassroots coaching. He sends his love and appreciation for the show. Thank you, Sean.
Adam is, I think we're moving into some question now. Adam asks about the JPL Pathway. His grassroots club has a strong age group and is considering joining next season. He's unsure whether JPL is only really for academies and licensed centres or whether strong grassroots clubs should be getting involved, especially with limited centres locally. Worth discussing who JPL is actually for and whether it benefits non-academy clubs. Well, we're kind of the wrong people in a way to be asking. Like, we know people that are involved in JPL, lots of boys. It's a very big thing here. Lots of people talk about it in Essex. Our choice is like, I do think there is benefit to it. I do think it's a high level that I think there's opportunities to get scouted, etc. And if you want to do that, like, and I just like it's another opportunity to play. But for us, I mean, I don't know if it's the same for you, Mike. It's just that I've already mentioned how much Alf is doing football every week.
Yeah.
I always get moaned at for never going. Like, if I want, there's a kid's birthday party, and I say to Kerry, well, I mean, obviously we're not going. So I can't stop. I don't want to stop the kids going to their other birthday parties. Charlie, my youngest, he's 5. I need to do stuff with them if they want their friends around. Like, mine is just a life decision. It's not about whether JPL is good or bad. I just think it's down to whether you want to do it. I do think our boys could play JPL, but for me, I just feel like I've got enough football in my life.
Yeah, and there's a lot more travel involved most of the time.
Exactly, that's the big thing, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of travel. So it's not just, I mean, we play, luckily or unluckily, whatever, there's mixed opinions on it, but there's a lot of Ramblers teams in our league. So most of the games, whether we're home or away, tend to be at our home ground, which is like 10 minutes away. So in terms of travel, we basically have none. Even the away games, they're not that far. So in terms of your Sundays, they're not fully taken up. Whereas JPL, obviously, it's a lot more of a time commitment. You have to travel a lot more. I think it's more expensive. So for some families, that might not be doable. But it's if your kid is strong enough to get into those teams, that they do tend to be a little bit higher, but not every team. Then it's up to you. I think it's a matter of opinion. But I think there's actually on Junior Grassroots Hub, which is worth a shout out as well, because they've helped us a lot recently. There's a big forum around JPLs for the girls game and the boys game. So have a look through there. You just search on their Facebook page, and there's loads of different conversations that happened with it. But I think it's worth us probably delving in with a JPL team. So watch this space, and we'll bring that conversation up at another date.
This was a lovely message that we got from Annie, as a coaching director at a very small club near Seattle in America. Wanted to say thanks for the podcast, particularly the balance between humour and serious coaching advice. Guilty, whatever. Oh, someone's had a few Stellas, got a bit confident.
You always think you're funny after a few Stellas. You're not.
She also shared out Football DNA, which is obviously the football coaching app that we recommend and we work with and we use, saying it's the most useful platform she's used, especially for volunteer coaches who need more than polished highlight clips. Yeah, absolutely love that. And I think how we've tried to set it up is that by not taking ourselves too seriously. So we're making it more about the sort of parent-coach experience, because I see a lot of, like we said, right, we see a lot of content out there and it's all very serious. Yeah. And that's kind of not the experience that we had, right?
That was the whole point of it, wasn't it? It was not polished. We're never going to be polished, hence why you just spilt a whole Stella all over this brand new studio. And we're not going to edit that out.
Have you ever seen that clip from Derek where he slurps up the Stella? That's what I will be doing.
That's what you're going to have to do.
After this episode finishes.
But also, I love that Alex is watching this thinking, fuck's sake, brand new studio, chuck beer all over it.
If you're involved in running a grassroots football club, the football part is easy. It's the admin that takes over your evenings, weekends, and sometimes your sanity. We're excited to partner with LoveAdmin, the super simple club management platform designed to take all that admin stress off your plate. Whether you're managing a youth team, a community club, or a full academy, LoveAdmin helps you run things smoothly without drowning in spreadsheets, WhatsApp groups, and late night payment chases. LoveAdmin handles memberships and registrations, automatically collects payments on time without you having to chase anyone, keeps all your messages to players, parents, coaches, and volunteers in one place, helps you organise volunteers, and gives you clear reports so you always know what's happening across your club. If your club's been saying there has to be a better way to run this, there is. It's LoveAdmin. Right, so I don't think we're going to go through we had 3 messages about all with sort of differing stories, right? Which was about mixed ability. I've kept the names anonymous, to be honest, because I know that if sort of coaches from those teams and parents and whoever are listening, it's all the sort of similar story, but ultimately it's the sort of emotional drain and challenge and trickiness of having mixed ability teams. This is the biggest topic we get, and people are always asking for advice on it. And as we said, right, it's basically 2 camps. It's you've got the kids who want to push on, want to do this, and you've got the kids that aren't so good and want to play for fun. And then you've got the coach in the middle. Often the real dilemma for him is if his kid is one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Because then he's like, well, yeah, I want to kick on too with these boys that are girls that are really good. Obviously, we addressed a little bit at the start, but like for me, and I don't know what you think, Mike, like what I hate more than anything, and it's not just this topic, but almost in life and anything that gets discussed on social media, is the complete lack of empathy and curiosity for another person. Like no one asks any questions about that person's, like when you talk about a subject like this, everyone sees it as an opportunity. You know, like being on the Jeremy Kyle show, where you're just going to shout out the most obvious thing to sort of get cheers. Like, yeah, you shouldn't abandon your kid. Yeah, okay. I mean, obviously, I hate that. The people get in the comments and they just say the obvious thing. It's like, yeah, obviously, kids should have fun. No shit. Like, we want that too. But that doesn't mean that you can't show any sort of understanding for the other side of the story.
Exactly.
And I just hate that. I'm like, if your kid was the one who was good, you would be like, I want to kick him, I want them to kick on and I want to do whatever. And then if your kid, on the other side of that, if your kid is the one who's one of the weaker ones, like you feel sorry for them, you want to put your arm around them, you want to help them, you want them to get good. Like you don't want them to lose out on the opportunity to be with their friends and stuff. So it's super tricky. But I just think what people need to do is to show more understanding and have honest conversations.
Yeah, and let's be straight. We're super lucky. We were handed this team, which we didn't really want to get involved with, like most volunteer coaches. But you put your hand up and you do it. But the team was formed, barring a couple of our summer signings. But that it was given to us. They're all very similar standard. They're all high standard, and they get on really well. And we get on with the parents. So we've been handed this absolute gift, right? And that's not the same for every team. So we understand it, but you do just have to see both sides. You really do, because there is no shame in if you're a parent or if your kid's driving it and they want to progress and they don't think that team is the right level for them. There's no shame in saying, I want my kid to push on to a different team. That's fine. If it's slightly delusional with the standard, again, it's their child, it's their decision. You have to respect it. And on the other side, if your kid's not at that level, you have to recognize it. And there's no shame again in saying, right, maybe I'll drop him down a league, or maybe I'll look for a different team that's right at that level. There's no shame in that. It's fine. At the end of the day, you want your kid to have fun, and that's that kind of standard comment. It is true, but it's the way to get them to have fun. You have to respect both ends of the spectrum here, which again is difficult, because football is a game of opinions, and they don't necessarily match up. Like we said with the game, we thought it was a foul. You look again, it's not a foul. That type of thing happens all the time. You look at a kid, 1 week is amazing. You think they should go up. The next week might have a stinker. You think they might go down. You have to take it with a bit of time and a bit of perspective, and then have a balanced view across it.
100%, like patience. Like we can definitely say, not just boys in our team, but like other teams that we're playing in our league.
Yeah.
some of the teams have like developed massively, and you never would have seen that when they first started.
No.
Like you would not have anticipated that level of development. And so there does have to be this level of patience and sticking with it. But I think that you have to have an honest conversation. It's best to join a team that not only marries in terms of ability, but marries like how you want to approach it. Because like I get it, right? You know, like when it's an under sevens and they're like, they're only 7.
Yeah.
It's like, I understand that. I get it. Like, I totally get it. But also, I've seen at Charlie's football, who's like, he's 5. There was one kid that was a million times better than everyone else. And he needs to go and challenge himself against kids at his level. Because how's he getting better playing against kids that are nowhere near him?
Yeah.
But also, we said this again, we don't have experience from it, but do you remember we got that message from a listener where they said, I took my son down a level, grew in confidence,
Yes.
had loads of success. Like I was reluctant to do it to begin with, but I did it and it really paid off. Again, the friendships and relationships are what make it messy. But we've had people message in saying that I did the right thing.
Yeah.
Because my kid, you lose a kid, imagine your kid becomes the liability in the team. And they will eventually. That kid's he's gonna feel rubbish about himself, and he's not gonna love football.
Yeah.
You need success at some point. It's like the same as when you do a training drill. If it keeps failing, you have to change the drill. That Stella's absolutely gone to my head. You have to change the drill so that they have success, and then they start to have belief and confidence. But you know, I don't know how you settle this. I don't think we can ever answer this question and settle it, can we?
No, not really. And there's no perfect answer to any of this. I do think with the training, you know, we've seen, and I didn't really realize this before we've spoken to like a lot of the pros that we get on, but there's ways in which you challenge the better able players and the I don't know the right words to say this. The Stella's gone to my head as well. the less able players, whatever. But there's ways in which you can do that, and I think that's pretty straightforward. But again, you got to be honest with your kids. If your kids are happy and they're fine, you know, then great. Then it's just a conversation with the coaches to make sure that you know they get the game time and they're part of the setup, because it is the parents that tend to get in the way. We've seen it time and time again. You get friendly. You don't want your kid to go out, but maybe you're thinking in the back of your mind, this isn't the right team for him or her, but I really get on with the coach, or I really get on with all the parents. So this is my friendship group. Nothing's going to change now. And that's not the right thing to do if they're really unhappy. So take your kids' views and opinions as the absolute utmost thing to think about. And then you make decisions off the back of it, but do not rush anything. Kids progress all the time at different levels, at different age groups. So just try and stick at it as much as you possibly can.
Do you think this is a mixed ability podcast?
It is today. I think it's a low level. We are bottom tier, really struggling. We've got mixed ability in terms of top drawer studio and shit in terms of our
Carrie and Estelle on the phone to each other saying maybe we should take them out.
Yeah,
they're not quite good. They're not working together here.
They're very happy, but they've got no ability.
Exactly. The next time you will be hearing from me and Mike, we will have played a couple of games. We have got, Mike, Concord Rangers, tough game. Next week. That's at the Forge Truss.
Yep.
Len Forge. And then we're playing Ashenden Youth Lions away, who are a team that have come up. But we have played them before because they've kind of gone up and down. First of all, this is the end of this episode, first in the studio. What are you? 2 wishes. What is the...
2 stars and a wish.
2 stars and a wish. How are you rating this so far? What performance-wise?
Performance. Oh, fucking bang average as usual. Story of our life, I reckon.
I think Alex MOM.
Oh, yeah.
Alex is the MOM.
Yeah.
And I think I should not spill Stella next week. That might be a good thing to do.
Oh,
right.
Man.
So before you go, I want to remind you of 2 things. Firstly, subscribe to our YouTube channel at IOK Football. You're going to be seeing more of our episodes. What we already put there is short clips, YouTube shorts. So that's the short clips from the episode which you see on social, but then also match highlights.
Mm-hmm.
So with the match highlights, that's where we put our extended highlights, where we put like 3 or 4 clips from each boy from the most recent games. But we will have full episodes now there. So we need you to subscribe. And obviously, if you've loved this performance, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We need that from you. And just because you're here, we want to treat you as well. 10% discount at Discount Football Kits. It ends midnight, January 31st this year. And obviously, if you're, militantly sticking to your Spotify and Apple Podcast consumption, give us a nice rating and help us reach more parents and coaches.
I don't think we've ever asked for that, have we?
No.
I haven't even checked. I don't think we've had many reviews. Go on there quickly, 5-star review. Say Ben's a legend, Mike's a legend, or Mike's a legend and Ben's a twat. Whatever, it doesn't matter as long as there's a 5-star.
I think, like when you sign a player in your team and then he brings the level up of everyone else. Yeah. That's what's happened with Alex. Like, he's come in and now about to. I'm like, I better start being more professional. So
you've never said this.
No. So yes, like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Yeah. Make sure you get the next episode of It's Only Kids Football on YouTube. Do that now, and thanks for being here.